Hi everyone, welcome to Forever Animals.
Today we will be talking about animal stereotypes.
Hope you enjoy. What are your views on animal stereotypes?
I personally think it's cruel and wrong to stereotype animals on what breed they are and how they look. What are your views on animal stereotypes?
Well, I think that it's cruel and mean to stereotype animals for whatever breed they are, too. For instance, pit bulls are constantly being stereotyped because most people are afraid of them due to the ways they are being used. And unfortunately for dogfights, hunting, and the list goes on.
Oh, well, I have a story of my own personal childhood stereotyping. I was, let's just say, around 6, and I had an old beagle dog, and she was super mean the older she got. We had adopted her a few years back, and I just thought beagles were naturally mean. So when I'd see a beagle, cute or not, I tried to stay away from them because little me thought they were all mean like my dog, Henrietta. Later, after we put her down because she was really old, stressed, and really harsh, I found out it was not her breed or really her fault causing this. When she was a puppy, she was abused and whipped by her owners, so when we adopted her, she didn't know how to act around a nice family. So she basically put her guard up and was harsh to keep us away from hurting her. Do you have any stories of your own stereotype animals?
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. And yeah, I actually do, in fact. So I was at a friend's house and she got a dog that she was watching for a week. It was a pit bull. His name was Wilbur. At first, he seemed extremely shy and would always hesitate when you tried to pet him, or even wince. But when he did that, I realized he might have had a rough past. So I asked my friend if Wilbur was abused in the past. Turns out he was. So she told me that the owners, before his new one, starved him. I also learned that he was used as bait for dogfighting arenas and suffered scars and bites all over his legs and face. Luckily, Wilbur was saved by the police and busted the dogfighting arena, and he's in better hands now. Again, the pit bull stereotyping. It's just awful. Anyways, what else bothers you about animal stereotypes?
What bothers me the most about animal stereotype is it prevents animals from getting adopted. Sometimes the animals even have to be put down as a result of it, and it just breaks my heart. What bothers you about it?
Well, what bothers me most is the fact that people always judge, like how people judge a book by its cover. Animals don't deserve to be judged by the way they look. It's sad too because then people avoid them and animals don't get a loving family to live with. Every animal deserves to be loved regardless of how they look.
The funny thing is, it's not just cats, dogs, rabbits, and rodents. It's also animals like horses, cows, and surprisingly fish too. Even though fish can't really do anything and don't really do anything, they are still silently stereotyped on looks.
Hmm, that's weird but interesting. But do you know any fish breed that has been stereotyped? Also, why do you think horses and cows are stereotyped as well?
Well, I do know some breeds of fish that are, but one breed is a really popular one. It's the goldfish breed. But there are different types of goldfish, and those are the ones that get stereotyped. The types of goldfish are of the following: celestial eyed goldfish, bubble eyed goldfish, and oranda goldfish. The oranda goldfish and the bubble eyed goldfish are surprisingly social, but the celestial goldfish is not. Anyway, the celestial eyed goldfish and the bubble eyed goldfish are stereotyped because they have abnormally large eyes to us, and the oranda goldfish is shoved off to the side because they have a growth on their head that looks like a brain, and it weirds most people out. The horses and cows are stereotyped because they can look funny or they have needs. For example, a horse can be really sweet and social, but is pushed away because it has a shorter snout or it's smaller than it should be that it got at birth. Or the horse had an interesting patch of colored fur. Know any other bizarre stereotypes?
Some other animals that are stereotyped are spiders, snakes, and birds.
Oh, how exactly are spiders stereotyped? I mean, people are afraid of them because of their bites, but how are they stereotyped?
You know the daddy longlegs? Yeah, people squish them regardless because they are afraid of spiders, which is everyone's popular fear. But they don't mean any harm. They devour insects and mostly stay out of humans' way. Yet people fear them. And when a spider bites you, it's just self defense. So if you ever see a spider, please leave it alone.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Well,
Well,
this
this
is
is
the
the
end.
end.
Hope you enjoyed and learned something from it.
Like and
So subscribe
subscribe
to keep up on the 5 Minute Talks.